Hi, guys. It's Maria from InsightfulAstrology.com. Welcome to your December monthly forecast. So, I apologize, but because it is just so crazy right now with my schedule, I'm going to have to lump together a few signs in each video. And for anyone who's into the time stamping thing, if you could go ahead and timestamp this video, we'll have the forecast for December for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Now, before I get started on the forecast, I did want to make a couple of announcements. Uh, if you have seen my video announcing my beginner's astrology teleconference class, I still have a few spots open at the discounted rate, and that class will begin January 4th. All of my classes are done via teleconference on the telephone. They're recorded and archived, and the links are sent to you. These classes are interactive and very personalized using your birth charts. And most people can't even attend live because of the difference in time zone, but trust me, it does not affect your learning experience at all. I'm really excited because I'm going back to my format of taking one group of brand new students in January, and then I will take you guys as far as you want to go. The tuition for my classes is usually $300, but if you register for this class by December 12th, it is $200. So please click the link in the description box below if you've always wanted to learn astrology with me. The beginner's class will cover the basic horoscope fundamentals, the planets, the signs, the houses, the structure of a horoscope, the elements and modes, and the important angles, and all of these concepts that build a proper foundation to your learning experience. So go ahead and click that link if you wanted to register. The other announcement is that I'm really excited to let you know that my 2021 year ahead video forecasts for each sign are available for purchase. And there will also be a link in the description box below to go and get those forecasts with a coupon code for you guys to enjoy them at 20% off. So check out everything in the description box below. Again, this video is going to be for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. I will do each forecast separately. I apologize. Again, it is just a crazy time, holiday time, busy life. I've been doing a lot of filming special series for you, which you'll find more about later on. So I'm even filming. This is my bedroom. I'm filming in my bedroom. That's how I have no privacy now. There are 3 people in this house all over the place right now. So let's get started. Aries 2020. Listen, all of you guys, there are huge cosmic shifts happening in December that will change the energy for everyone in a magnificent way. Now, for you guys, Aries in particular, I have to tell you that you've been under the gun professionally, right? You know, you've had this interesting mix of expansion and growth opportunities, but also a call to be really mature and serious about your career path and responsible about how you go about executing your goals. And that's because both Jupiter and Saturn were in your 10th house for what seemed like forever. Well, guys, this month that changes. Okay. Both Jupiter and Saturn are leaving your 10th house. So, what happens is on the 17th, Saturn will leave your 10th house and go into your 11th house. And on the 19th, Jupiter will leave your 10th house and go into your 11th house. And your 11th house is all about your social groups, your networks, your friendships, but also your greatest aspirations, your hopes and wishes and dreams. This is the area of your chart that connects to humanitarian endeavors and your role in the collective, your role in the community. So, your place in the world becomes a really important theme. And you will also have some special karmic considerations that are starting to rear their head mid month, connecting to your friends, your group situations, and also becoming truly responsible about your goals, about your aspirations, about what it is that you want to achieve. What I also find interesting about the 11th house that a lot of astrologers don't talk about is that it's connected to the 5th and the 11th house. It's an axis, right? And every 2 houses are part of an axis in the horoscope wheel. The 5th and the 11th house is the axis of love giving and love received. So love given is the 5th house where you give love, you open your heart and you give love. But the 11th house is lovability, how you receive love. Can you receive love? So with Saturn there, Aries, you guys are starting an interesting lesson about learning fundamentally that you are worth being loved, okay? That you are lovable. And that will be an interesting psychological lesson that comes up for you for the next 2.5 years while Saturn is in your 11th house. Now with Jupiter here simultaneously, this is an interesting mix because Jupiter and um, Saturn are kind of opposite energies. But with Jupiter here, there is an expansion. There are growth opportunities for you with networking and friendships. So you really want to get out there and do things in a different way. Technology for you guys will benefit you in a major way. And internet, doing things online, business online, but also connecting socially will benefit you in a beautiful way now that Jupiter is there in your 11th house as well. Okay, so there are a couple of other energies. There's a solar eclipse. Okay, we're still in eclipse season, and the solar eclipse on the 14th happens in Sagittarius. So for you guys, it's hitting your sorry, I have my papers falling everywhere. It's hitting your ninth house, which is all about publishing, broadcasting, advertising, and higher learning. So, broadcasting your special message, a new beginning here with this is indicated in some way. Some of you may have a publishing opportunity as a result of this eclipse. Some of you may decide to go back to school to earn a license or certification, and that would be warranted and really positive for you guys, Aries, really positive. Okay. And then there is a full moon in your home and family sector at the very end of the year on the 29th. And this full moon is bringing emotional fulfillment and big news for your family in some way. It could be a move for some of you, but it can also be finishing up a home related project that's been going on for a long time. It could be emotional news from a relative that is coming up for you at the end of the year. It's just a tender, sentimental lunation. So I don't think you're going to be miserable about this news. I just want to point out that the new year that is beginning basically with this very home, family centered energy as a result of the full moon that's going to happen on the 29th of December. All right, so Aries, next year is going to be a big change for you with Saturn and Jupiter going into your 11th house. You're going to start to get used to it mid December. Pay attention to all of these transitions, and you'll have a really good indicator as to what your 2021 will be about. Now, Taurus, your December is becoming much more focused on career and finances. And it looks good. It's not a negative thing, okay? It's a real shift. You've spent a long time formalizing your beliefs and being true to a certain belief system. You might have been learning something for a long time that now you are ready to implement what you've learned in an authoritative way professionally. Okay, that's really good. For you guys, both Saturn and Jupiter are moving into your 10th house. And that happens again mid-December. Same energy here. On the 17th, Saturn moves to the top of your chart for the first time in 29 years. So Taurus, this is huge, 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 huge. And then Jupiter on the 19th moves to the top of your chart for the first time in 12 years. And you're going to have a major, major life focus on career, on your vocation, your calling in life. If you are a Taurus who is not aligned to your calling, to what it is that you're supposed to be doing professionally, then you're really going to be restless and frustrated mid-month about your professional world. If you are a Taurus aligned to your calling in life, then you're going to recognize that it's time to buck up and become more responsible about taking a leadership authoritative position. You are really going to focus for all of 2021 on extraordinary new growth opportunities that cement your place, your reputation in your industry. And technology has a lot to do with this, Taurus. I'm a Taurus sun and I am not fond or comfortable with technology. And most Taurians are not comfortable with change, but you have to remember, Taurus, that Uranus is in our sign and Uranus is demanding that we change, that we evolve with the times. And since Uranus happens to rule your career sector, I know for a fact that your future career success is directly tied to your ability to make some changes connected to technology, even if it puts you out of your comfort zone. And it will bring you out of your comfort zone. There's just no two ways about it. Okay. But Jupiter's there at the top of your chart as well, promising growth. If you have this mature, responsible outlook that Saturn demands, and you are ready to roll up your sleeves and do the work. So just do the work. Trust me, this is going to be a monumental time for you. You're coming into your own professionally in a very significant way. Now, the solar eclipse for you guys is a financial eclipse. It happens on the 14th in your eighth house of money that you get from any source besides your own direct paycheck. So that is money that comes to you in bonus, commission, royalties, through investments, through passive income streams, through another person, even an inheritance. If you're married, this is your spouse's money. There's a new beginning here. This is the eclipse to set into motion new opportunities for revenue streams. I make no bones about this as a Taurus. My favorite way to make money is in my sleep. Passive income. That is the most, that's a Taurus dream come true, right? You're sitting on your couch watching TV and you're making money. You're out with your family and you're making money. You're, asleep and you're making money. Passive income is definitely something that I would say is every Taurus's wet dream. Okay, it just is. But you guys with the solar eclipse, if there is something in a big money venture that you've wanted to initiate, please do it that week, right after the eclipse. You have amazing support, not just from the eclipse, but the very next day, Venus, your ruler, moves into your eighth house as well, into Sagittarius. Great time for money. You're going to be making money. You're going to be doing very well at the end of the year, middle of December onward in eighth house money ventures. I do not see you guys failing. It looks beautiful. It just looks beautiful. And then the full moon at the 29th in Cancer is falling in your communication sector. So there might be some sensitive communication with a sibling or emotional conversations that you're having with someone close to you that need to be had. Okay, so let it out. You're going to be extremely emotional at this eclipse, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's not, being in touch with your emotions and being able to communicate them effectively means that you have a very high emotional IQ. And Taurus, at the end of December, your emotional IQ will be genius level because of this full moon. Okay. So you're starting 2021 in a position where you're really focused on career. You're really focused on your coin. And you've got it going on as long as you can get very comfortable with the C word, change. Okay. Now, Gemini, your December is even more dynamic and very much focused on relationships. But first, I do want to talk about the Jupiter and Saturn shifts and what they mean for you. Gemini, you guys have been pretty frustrated financially with Saturn in your eighth house over the last several years. Well, that's going to change now. You've been called on to take a karmic responsibility for creating your own financial security and not relying on another person's resources. Okay, that's Saturn in the eighth house. Well, now Saturn's leaving the eighth house and going into your ninth house mid month, and that happens on the 17th. And with Saturn in your ninth house, you're really going to be focusing on cementing a solid belief system, on becoming committed to your morals, committed to a religion or spiritual outlook. And Jupiter will join your ninth house on the 19th. And Jupiter's at home in the ninth house. Jupiter naturally connects to expansion and intellectual and spiritual growth. So with Jupiter here, there is very likely to be a mentor that comes into your life. And that's what I'm seeing for you, Geminis. With Jupiter and Saturn, a, a responsible older mentor, someone you look up to, coming into your life who's going to be a teacher either spiritually or literally in an educational pursuit, something that you want to become an expert at. And so you guys have that becoming a major theme in 2021, but it begins in mid December as Jupiter and Saturn leave your eighth house and possibly give you a reward financially for the lessons that you've learned, and then moves into your ninth house, causing you to question the bigger meaning of life, the deeper picture of it all. And so you will also be really serious about if there's a legal situation happening in your life. I'm not saying there will be or that there is, but if it is already there in your energy, then you're going to be really serious about resolving this. And you may look into different legal counsel or hiring an attorney for the first time. Wait till Jupiter gets in your ninth house to hire an attorney, okay? Because it looks like you're getting a really good one and someone that is responsible and someone you could trust, someone who has your best interests at heart. Now, let's talk about relationships. Huge for you. The eclipses are in your sign and in your opposite sign, Sagittarius, for all of 2021. But November 30th, there was a lunar eclipse in your sign, very emotional. And now, going into December on the 14th, there's a solar eclipse in your partnership sector. A couple of days later, no, the next day actually, on the 15th, Venus also joins your seventh house in Sagittarius. So you've got a combination of the solar eclipse with Venus in your seventh house of partnerships saying, hey, Gemini, I'm going to give you a new relationship. Hey, Gemini, I'm going to give you a new business partnership opportunity. Hey, Gemini, if you've wanted to hire a publicist, agent, manager, professional, anybody that you have to sign a contract with, this is when I'm giving this opportunity to you at this eclipse and with Venus there. And it's beautiful, guys. It's really beautiful. This eclipse for some Geminis can be an engagement or a marriage or a commitment, like I said, to a business partner, but it can be a commitment if you're dating someone, you decide to become exclusive. So pay attention to that energy. You may, if you're already married, if you're already in a commitment, you and your partner may go in a new direction together where you're ready to explore new growth in your relationship and also spiritually together. So that is a very interesting way that this eclipse can come out if you're partnered up. Okay, so the full moon at the end of the month, 29th, is in your second house of earned income. And you might feel a little insecure about finances. I'm not saying you have a reason to, but your attention is on um, becoming emotionally aware of what triggers you financially, what pushes your buttons and makes you nervous about money, about spending money, about making money. So that full moon is going to call your attention to that. There are probably going to be some financial changes in December, but overall, I see it as positive because with Saturn leaving your eighth house, usually if you've done the work, Saturn leaves a reward at the door, and he's gone for good mid December. He's out of your eighth house for good for 29 years. So it seems like there's a shift, there's a transition in how you're making money, how you're allocating finances, what you're paying off, what kind of debt you're taking on at month's end. So don't get too caught up in the emotionality of it and the insecurity of it. That's all I'm saying, Gemini. All right. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and for your kind comments. Uh, Next month, I should have your individual forecasts back. And again, please go check out your year ahead forecasts. The link below will give you a coupon code and 20% off. And I hope that some of you decide to join me in January and learn astrology. You will love it. Bye.